Now, I think many of you know that I am allergic to milk, so I don't get to have ice cream, but years ago I did. And my favorite flavor was, close, Rocky Road. So I remember Rocky Road. This is also before I started keeping a stricter type of kosher, Rocky Road. And it's just so delicious. It's got everything you want, the texture, the taste, little hard stuff, little fluffy stuff, smooth, all. But let's say I went up to someone and I said, "What's your favorite ice cream?" And that person said, "Rocky Road." Except I don't like the marshmallows and the nuts. So my favorite ice cream is Rocky Road without the marshmallows and the nuts. Then we would say your favorite ice cream is really plain chocolate, right? All right, you guys have heard of Rocky Road. I thought I was the only one. It was in the Goonies. I thought many people. This is an interesting dilemma. I like Rocky Road. I just don't like these two things because without the marshmallows and the nuts, it's just chocolate. So I was thinking about this because I've done a couple classes on it, but the debate between science and religion continues to rage in the world today. And it's really strange as Jews because it's made to seem you either support religion or you support science. And there's no in between. That is akin to saying, I like Rocky Road, but without the nuts and marshmallows. Without the nuts and marshmallows, it's just chocolate. In the Jewish world, without God, there is no science. And without science, there is no God. There is no change that doesn't affect all of us through one of those things together. Even the ancient Israelites, thousands of years ago, figured out the idea that science and God were united. In the Torah we read, on day 1, God created this, day 2, day 3, very organized. The pagans at the time believed that the world was created in chaos with idols and gods fighting each other and creating something that just happened, whereas the ancient Jews said, no, it didn't just happen. The world wasn't created out of chaos or through war. The world was created by a God through science. We may not understand all of it, but that's what happened. In fact, Maimonides, who was one of our greatest sages, along with many others, believes that God gave us the intelligence to improve the world. In other words, when it says in the Garden of Eden, God made us out of God's image, it doesn't mean the physical. It means God gave us intelligence to learn and figure stuff out. In this week's portion, Moses reminds the people that if they follow God's laws, then the nations around them won't harm them. But also we read and believe that God said, follow these laws, plus I'm going to give you intelligence to understand these laws and how to figure out stuff. God gave us the ability to become Jewish doctors and Jewish scientists and future Nobel Prize winners named Amira and Aryeh Haas. God gave us that privilege. Now, I'm not saying that my daughter and son are going to win a Nobel Prize together. I'm basically saying individually they're each going to win one. Okay. I don't know if they're going to work that well together. Probably different disciplines. For those of us who believe in God, then we believe God created us and wants to work with us. God gave us these minds for a reason. Various scientists around the world worked very hard, long hours to help create a vaccine for us called, COVID-19. And when people say, and I know sometimes this may be considered political, I don't believe so. I'm not going to take the vaccine because I believe God created me and that God will protect me. That's an oxymoron from a Jewish perspective because God will protect you by giving people the brains to create a vaccine. That is the whole idea. Moses reminds the Israelites that if they follow God, things will be all right, but you got to follow God using the intelligence. We believe Surgery can help us. We believe vitamins can help us. We believe exercise can help us. A healthy diet can help us. Medicine will help us. If this is true, then these are the same scientists and doctors who say we should take this vaccine. Most people above the age of 65 have taken it. The numbers are so low because the people who are under 65, obviously above age 12 and above, have not taken in the percentages. It's very difficult. And if we follow God's science, then we should follow the advice of pretty much every single doctor on planet Earth. The AMA recently told us through a survey that over 96% of doctors are fully vaccinated. If you take into consideration the doctors who cannot be vaccinated because of their health, or, of course, Doogie Howser, who can't have it because he's too young, we'll assume that over 97% of doctors believe we should be vaccinated. Do you know how often we see 97% of anything? Almost never. Dictators in the Middle East and North Africa get 95% of the votes because they don't want to make it look too obvious, which is kind of ridiculous because 95% of the vote is pretty obvious. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend Crest. 9 out of 10 dentists, that's still only 90%. In every single commercial, whether it's made for print, radio, TV, or stone tablets, it's only 9 out of 10 experts. And yet we rush to use that product because 9 out of 10. For those of you who are not math-oriented like me, I had to figure this out with my abacus. That's only 90%. I believe in God, and I believe in a God who created a universe based on science. I hope that we encourage anyone we know to support the 97% plus doctors out there who believe we should be vaccinated. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, and I know mostly out there, but let's not only make sure we're vaccinated, let's see if we can help family members, friends, coworkers, and Facebook friends to take the vaccine. Remember, science and God go together. There's not one without the other. Rocky Road ice cream without nuts and marshmallow is nothing more than chocolate. So if we're going to remember one thing during this service, without nuts and marshmallows, it's just chocolate. That's all I want you to remember. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.